First and foremost, before we get into the book haul, look at these cute ass earrings that I got from Temu. They were like $2 and I'm obsessed. So obsessed. So I went to a few different places in this particular book haul. We've got some brand new books, we've got some used books, some books from Book Outlet, we got some books from Amazon, we've got some books from Barnes & Noble, and then we also have some books from the dollar store and from Pango, eBay, second sale, etc. So we're just gonna jump right into it. The first pile that I'm gonna look at is the Book Outlet pile. So I picked up a few from there. The first 2 books that I picked up are by Beverly Jenkins. This is part of the Women Who Dare series. Taya from Taya's Rampages mentioned Beverly Jenkins a while ago, and ever since then I've been meaning to pick up Beverly Jenkins. I just never got around to it. When I saw that they were on a Book Outlet, I just had to go ahead and pick them up. The next book series that I picked up is, what is the series called? This is the entire series, the Romancing the Clarksons series. I didn't even know that's what it was called, but I have Too Hot to Handle. I have Too Hard to Forget, Too Beautiful to Break, and then Too Wild to Tame. And the next book that I picked up is called Rogue Princess by B.R. Myers. I have no idea what this book is about. I know it's a YA, but it's just really a cover buy for me. This book is absolutely stunning. I can't wait to pick it up. I'm a YA girly, so I have a feeling that I'm gonna enjoy that one. Now, the next couple of books that I have here, I actually end up picking up the second sale. So some of these I got from Pango Books, some of them I got from eBay, second sale, etc., etc. The first book that I picked up, it's a new author for me, so I'm really excited. And it was honestly the covers. It was the covers that made me so intrigued by this, because this book and the other book that I'm going to show in this haul, they are so damn pretty, and I'm really excited. And I've also heard really good things about it from the research that I've done on it. So first is The Accidental Pinup by Danielle Jackson. Look at this cover. Absolutely beautiful cover. I know that the main character is a photographer, so I thought that component was very interesting. I am really excited to pick this one up eventually. Then the cover of this book is absolutely beautiful, but I've heard that this is not like everyone's favorite, but I'm excited to pick it up myself. But this one is called A Merry Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. This book was all the rave last year. I ended up buying the second hand, so I didn't even pay the full price for this book, which I'm so happy about. But I just know that this is a Christmas romance, and if you've been anywhere on BookTube, you kind of know that Christmas romances are a major hit or miss. There hasn't been any Christmas romances or any Christmas books in general that I have seen being reviewed that have been getting like just raving reviews. Most people either enjoy it, but it's nothing special, or something in the book was a miss, so they end up giving it like a 3.5 star. So I'm really excited to try this one out for myself, and I'm just really excited to have this on my shelf too, because again, this book is just so damn cute. It's so pretty. Like, it's pink, it's so pretty. Then, like I said, I ended up reading It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey, gave that book 5 stars. So I immediately wanted to pick up the next book, which is Hook, Line, and Sinker. This book I ended up getting online, second sale, I believe is where I got it from, where it was only like $5 or $6. So I was really excited about that. And it's still in really good condition for the most part. And yeah, I'm eventually going to get to this. This one is her sister's story. This one is, I know Fox is the best friend and Hannah is the sister. So yeah, this is, what is the girl's name was not Tessa. What the fuck was her name? I don't remember the girl's name from the first book, but this is the main character in It Happened One Summer. It's her sister, and then the heroes in the first book is his like best friend, co-worker, etc., etc. The next book that I picked up is called Finding Jupiter by Kellis Rowe. Now, this book, first and foremost, the cover on this one is so damn pretty. Like, look at that. so damn pretty. I saw somebody review this book and immediately I wanted to go ahead and pick it up, and since then I haven't really looked too much into the synopsis on this one, and I'm doing that on purpose because I do actually want to read this one soon. This one was another one that I picked up from second sale, and looking into the book, it does show dual POV, so I'm really excited about that because you know I love me a dual POV book. Next place that I went to was the Dollar Tree. I ended up wanting to do a vlog where I go to the dollar store, pick up books, and then read those for the week and kind of review them. So that's what these were purchased for. The first book that I picked up is called The Me I Used to Be by Jennifer Ryan. Okay, so this one is so fucking interesting. So it follows a woman by the name of Evangeline, which is such a unique name, might I add. She gets out of prison after being convicted of a crime that she did not commit. When she does go home, it sounds like her father had passed in the midst of her being locked up, from what I gather. I'm not really sure on that detail, so don't quote me on that. I'm just basing it off of the synopsis on the back of the book. And so when she returns home, there's a few different things that are happening. One, her mother is blaming her for her father's passing. Two, her brothers really want nothing to do with her. And then three, the ranch that her father owned before he passed has kind of gone to shit, and has the ranch was left for her to kind of clean up. That's that component. It says on the back she only has one ally in this town, and the one ally that she had is a guy by the name of Chris Chambers, who is the cop that put her away. He is under the belief as well that she did not do it, and so I guess their negotiation is that if she helps him to find the real criminals that the real criminals that committed the crime that she was put away for, that he would be able to clear her record. I assume there's going to be some romance between her and Mr. Chris Chambers, but this whole synopsis and the whole storyline based on the synopsis of the book makes this so fucking interesting. And the really cool thing about the books that I picked up from the Dollar Tree is that all of these books are very different. I think the only book that I didn't end up picking up maybe is like horror. But yeah, so this is the first book. Then the second book that I picked up is a historical romance, and this one is called The Secret Life of Miss Anna Marsh by Ella Quinn, and this actually also has a novella included in here as well. This bad boy, it's a mass market paperback, but this is like 600 pages. Now this next book, I didn't even read the synopsis. It was literally just this little quote right here that made me pick it up. It says, Maris Brown has been told two things about her destiny. One, she will fall madly in love, and two, she could be dead before she turns 18. And that was enough to get me to pick up this book. So this one is called Happily and Madly by Alexis Bass. The cover is absolutely stunning. I don't own anything by this author. I've never heard of this author. And then the last book that I picked up from the Dollar Tree is called Good Company by Cynthia DePrix-Sweeney. And this cover is absolutely stunning. It follows a woman by the name of Flora, but essentially she's been married to her husband for 20 years. Her world ends up being flipped upside down when he returns with an envelope, or he comes to her with an envelope of a wedding ring that he claimed that they lost years ago. And so it seems to be like there's a lot of lying involved, there's a lot of secrets involved. Ellen Hildebrand actually blurbed this, which I think is very interesting, so we shall see how that goes. Keep a lookout for a vlog with featuring these four books if you're interested to see with these coming from the Dollar Tree, if they are hit or misses and my experience with them. Then the next books that I picked up were from Amazon. I think actually all of these except for one are indie romance authors. So this one is called The AI Who Loved Me by Alyssa Cole. First and foremost, the cover is absolutely stunning. It's an indie author, and with that being said, this one is a romance, but the hero is an AI, which I thought was so freaking interesting. Then I picked up the second novel by Danielle Jackson, which is Accidentally in Love. And with me picking up the first one, I just had to go ahead and pick up the second one. The next two books that I picked up are part of a series, and these are also from an indie author. I believe this is called the Hamilton series. Don't quote me on that. If I'm wrong, I'll go ahead and put it right here somewhere to confirm what the actual books are called, or what the actual series is called. And then there's also a third book that just came out that I'm also going to be picking up here soon as well. But the first book is called The Unexpected by Taylor Marquette, and then The Arrangement by Taylor Marquette, which Both of these books are just so absolutely stunning. The next books that I picked up, I ended up going to Barnes & Noble and picking up these books. So the first book that I picked up is called Never Never by Colleen Hoover and Tarryn Fisher. I absolutely love Tarryn Fisher. I've read The Wives by Tarryn Fisher, and I absolutely ate that book up. If this book is in any way, shape, or form similar to that book, I know that I'm gonna absolutely love this. And then with Colleen Hoover's writing, her writing is very digestible. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's the best writing in the world. I can't really be the judge on that particularly, but I know that when it comes to Colleen Hoover books, the ones that I've read, even if I didn't absolutely love the book, it was something that was extremely digestible and really fast-paced for me. And then I ended up picking up The First Marriage by Geneva Rose. I've heard absolutely nothing but great things about this book. It's been all over BookTok, all over BookTube. It's a thriller, so we're not going to go too much into detail. The only thing I'm going to say about this one is that her husband was accused of killing his mistress, which that in itself is like, wait. So yeah, again, this one is really high up on my TBR. The next book that I picked up is called A Moth to a Flame by Ashley Antoinette. This book has been high up on my TBR for the longest time. I went ahead and reached out to Ashley Antoinette on Instagram. I commented on one of her posts about the Butterfly 5 coming out, because the series has been, there's like, I want to say there's like 11-12 books in this entire world, her entire backlog, and they're somehow all connected. So this book, I believe it is a standalone, but it does somehow connect to the other two series. So it's this book, and then there's the Ethics series, and then there's the Butterfly series, and they all kind of take place within the same world. I'm not entirely sure how they are connected, if it's just characters within the same world or if it's all one character story. I'm not 100% sure, but I was told to start with this book, and then you can jump into the Ethics series first, and then after doing the Ethics series, then you can jump into the Butterfly series. A long time ago, I ended up purchasing the first two books in the Butterfly series from Book Outlet, and I didn't know, and I'm so glad that I didn't jump into reading that one without doing a little bit more research first, because I didn't know that that one was such a far it was so far into the reading order. So I'm really excited about finally being able to start the book and start the series. Now, the other thing, this isn't really like part of like the haul because these are library books, but I did end up picking up the first 3 books from my local library of the Ethics series, and that way, once I'm done with this book, I can go ahead and jump into these. And then finally, the very last book that I picked up, and the one that I'm really excited about to get to this fall or winter, it's called Sing Me to Sleep by Gabby Burton. First and foremost, the cover of this book is absolutely beautiful. It was a cover buy for me, and although this book is out of my comfort zone because it's a fantasy, it's a YA fantasy, so I think my prediction is that it'll be easier to digest than jumping into like an adult fantasy. This one is very interesting because this one, the main character, she has special powers. There's segregation, it seems like, between or dividing the people who do have powers versus the people that don't, or there's some type of segregation to where the people that have powers like her are segregated from everybody else, and she ends up being a bodyguard to the prince of her kingdom. And so I thought that was very interesting. There might be some enemies to lovers potentially going on here. It could be kind of mixed in with like coming of age. Most YAs are like coming of age in some way, shape, or form. But I thought this one would be super interesting to go into and to start my YA fantasy. Plus, I don't really have a whole lot of YA Black author fantasies and where the main characters are Black, so I thought that would be very interesting to add to my collection of fantasy and keeping that genre diverse within that genre. So yeah, those are all of the books that I picked up, and thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.